It was a dark and mysterious night. What is up? It is the Livestream Lounge. We are back tonight. It's just me hanging out, or I don't know, maybe there's some ghosts that are hanging out with us. It is the Halloween edition of the Livestream Lounge. I know it's been a little sporadic during the past 2 months, not because there hasn't been a lot going on. There's been a lot going on, and a lot is coming up soon. So I wanted to take the opportunity to share a little bit of what is going on with you guys and say hello. And of course, I want to hear from you guys as well. So I actually have a delicious cocoa drink that Casey made for me. This is Casey's cocoa. So tonight we are going to be chatting all things Aladdin 3477, of course, a little bit of Star Wars, and all kinds of good stuff. So why don't you settle in, and we will get the live stream party started. There we go. There's my cheering audience. So yeah, it's good to see you guys. Good to hang out. And it's Halloween. Oh my gosh, everyone's favorite time of year, right? I have to be honest. I don't want to give up my street cred for like all cool things like horror movies and comic books, but I still, I think I like Christmas time better than I do Halloween. And not that I don't love Halloween. Halloween is amazing, but I think just like memories of when I was a kid and nostalgia factor. Halloween is really, really cool, and it's fun to decorate and do all the things. But I'm still a holidays person myself, and that's right around the corner. Some cool things this year that will be just in time for the holidays. I'm getting ahead of myself first. Let me switch over to make sure I got the comments opened up. It looks like we already have a couple. And Aaron G, brother, I'm here. What is up, Aaron? Thank you for tuning in. And you're on LinkedIn, of all things. Very nice. Excellent. Ted ED, howdy, howdy. What is up, Ted? And oh my gosh, your mime movie was fantastic. That was really, really a great idea. It was super funny. It was also creepy. But the way I really love the way that I'm talking about Horror Film Roulette for those of you that aren't aware or weren't able to see it. It was fantastic. There were 2 showings. I know the later one was sold out, and it was playing in the second largest theater in Michigan, I believe, which was great. And they played the Aladdin 3477 trailer, which was awesome. And you can check that out on YouTube. You can check out the trailer on YouTube, but I filmed it if you want to see it live, kind of what it's like sitting in the audience watching it. You can kind of see what that was like on YouTube. But Ted, you had a really, really great film, and I loved just the pacing of it, how I don't want to give too much away. You'll definitely have to look for it. I think it was just called Mime, right? Maybe not. Maybe it was called something else. You'll have to remind me. Anyway, it was really, really fun. And I love the way that the story progressed forward and the way that you would just kind of do these smash cuts, leaping ahead, forcing the audience to figure out exactly what was happening and how it was happening. It was really brilliant how you did that. Great work. Absolutely loved it. The mime, essentially. Oh, right? So the mime. Okay. Rock and roll. Happy Halloween. I like Christmas better too. I know. Call me old fashioned. It's funny. It's recent years. I think I'm trying to remember when this first was. Maybe 5 years ago was the first year that people actually spend more money on Halloween decorations now than they do Christmas decorations. what does that say about us? I don't know what that says, if that says anything, but interesting that that's where people's heads are these days, decorating for Halloween, which I'm all about, but I definitely don't want to give up my love for Christmas and the holidays and spending time with family and all the wonderful things. All right. Mike Heston. Oh, yeah. And you know what? Oh, my gosh. Mike Heston also had a really, really cool video. Mike, I don't know if you want me to talk about. I think you kind of swooped under the radar and didn't like make a big announcement about the film that you made. Let me know if you want me to talk about it, and I will talk about it if you want me to, but maybe you don't want me to talk about it. I don't know. Just because there might be just a sliver of controversy. I don't think it's controversial, but some people might, I don't know, have an opinion about it or something like that. It's all good. Sure. Okay. So Mike Heston made a film and it was called, oh my gosh, was it called Cat Zombie? Yeah, you have to remind me now. I can't remember what the title of it was. I'm so bad. There's just been so much going on. You'll have to remind me, Mike. Thank you. It was cool to see the trailer on the big screen. Aladdin looks tight. Thank you. Category. That's it. Category. Great name. So again, I won't spoil too much because these are going to be dropping on YouTube soon if they haven't already. If they have, let me know if they're on the Horror Film Roulette YouTube channel. I think it might be that you guys still, maybe Horror Film Roulette is still doing the pay-per-view where you guys can watch the show, essentially, like you're watching it from home. But those will be uploaded soon, so looking forward to it. Yeah, Ted did an awesome job. Faux show. I'm old-fashioned. Yeah, I know. It's all good. Cool. Category was the name of this, and it was real. Oh, it just dropped on YouTube. Awesome. So you have to check out. And in fact, oh my gosh. And also, in addition to Mike and Ted and Tom Savage, you'll have to check out these Horror Film Roulette short films that have been unleashed on YouTube and check them out if you weren't able to make the show, or even if you were, check them out again. So I wanted to chat real quick about Mike Heston, who made this really interesting film, and it's probably not the first film to utilize AI technology. And in fact, there was definitely another film that showed, I think, Alice in Horrorland, that had like AI backgrounds that were interwoven, which I thought they did it in a really unique and interesting way. And that was a perfect, Alice in Wonderland was the perfect, I think, kind of story to incorporate AI, since AI sometimes is a little just a little, things don't match up quite, something seems a little bit off sometimes, but for horror it's usually the perfect thing, and for Alice in Wonderland obviously it's the perfect thing. But Mike made this short film. You guys know Mike from watching the Livestream Lounge. Mike made this short film called Cat Gory, and I'll just leave it at that. It has cats in it and it gets gory, but Mike made the entire short film utilizing AI technology. Some would say that's cheating. You know what? I don't want to get too much into like specifics or get too much into any kind of controversy or anything, but let's just for a moment, let's fast forward, let's time machine 30 years into the future, and let's ask ourselves how controversial it's going to be then. Checking. Oh, it's not controversial at all. Okay, let's come back. Here we are, present day. So utilized AI technology, and I was really wowed with what Mike was able to do with using images that were made through AI, music that was made from AI, and it was specific music that was really funny, but also brilliant for what the short film was. And then Mike, I'm pretty sure, I wouldn't have known if you didn't tell me, but correct me if I'm wrong, the voiceovers might have been AI as well. Am I correct on that? You'll have to let me know. It totes adorbs, Mike. Tom Savage also had a really good creepy movie that I don't want to say too much, but involves a young girl. And it's always creepy. Young kids aren't always creepy, but as soon as it's a horror movie and children are involved, it's instantly creepy, right? Uh, Mostly done with AI. Okay. But including the music. Yeah, I was blown away by the music. And it wasn't until it finished, I was thinking the whole time, where did Mike find this music? It's perfect for this. And then it dawned on me kind of right as it ended. Oh my gosh, I think I know. Um, yeah, really, really good. Yeah, just really, really fun stuff. Brittany was there. I saw Brittany there. AI is just another tool for creatives to use. Nothing wrong with it. And I think that's the thing is just use it. First, if you don't use it, that's okay. If you're against it, there's nothing wrong with that. Just know other people are going to use it to one degree or another. So that's what your competition is. So you can either use it or not use it. I think right now, I think kind of the consensus that a lot of people agree AI can be cool for is using it for inspiration. So if you have an idea for something that's kind of out there and you just want to spitball some images just to kind of take a look at, type in the keywords. Everyone knows you're going to get a ton of crap, but if you sift through 100 images, you might find one that, again, might be a little off. People have too many fingers, whatever, but you might see something that's like, oh my gosh, didn't even occur to me to do this. I might do something kind of along these lines. And I think that's an example of a pretty great way to use AI. Let's face it, nothing's new under the sun. We all are stealing ideas from each other anyway. So you might as well take advantage of it. I think it is moving really fast and it is a little scary just because it's changing faster than we're used to. But that's just the world. That's the world we live in. And that's what's going on. Oh, didn't use. Okay. Voiceover was original. Okay. Well, it was done really well. That's why I had to ask. Tom says, yeah, my whole movie was just me talking to a door. So it was all done in post. Even the little girl's voice was done in Adobe Audition by my wife. Oh my gosh, I didn't know. That was Elizabeth. That was really good. I had no idea. And to sound like a young girl being busy with a 1-year-old toddler, I had to do something I could shoot during her nap. That's awesome. And I'm so glad that you did. And I know that must have been last minute because I know at the kickoff you were there just for support. And when I talked to you then, it wasn't even on your mind that you would be doing something, that you would actually be putting something together. So kudos for doing something anyway. And it was good. I have to admit, there were a couple moments I turned to Casey and I said, this is creepy. And part of it was because of the movie. And part of it was because I know you are a dad for real. And I know you have a daughter for real. So that I think that added a little extra tinge of creep factor, but that's what it's all about. It's all in good fun. So that was cool. All right, I'm listening, but I'm driving. Oh, so can't read comments. Ted, yeah, please keep your eyes on the road. Absolutely. Absolutely. What is up? Aluminum Falcon, like Star Trek's hologram in the future is cool. Yeah. Old school technology that we are already way, way beyond. Oh, bummed he couldn't go. COVID. Oh my gosh. Sorry to hear that. AI is here in the future. However, I did hear some negative things. Oh, but all good. You know what? Here's the thing, Mike. If you weren't causing a stir, you wouldn't hear that. It's better to hear. I mean, ideally, all you want to hear is positive, right? But the only thing worse than hearing negative is hearing nothing at all and people having nothing to say. So if you're making a stir, especially let's face it, it's the horror film roulette. So if you're causing a ruckus and making a stir, or causing a stir and making a ruckus, then you're in good company. And I would venture to say you're probably doing it correctly. Yeah, it helped me get emotional with my performance. It was a really good performance, Tom. It was moving for sure. It was great. It was like really good. The lighting, mood lighting and stuff was all fantastic. Hello, sir. There is no such thing as bothering me. Want to offer? Oh, promotion prices lower. You know what? I would love to consider this Thermalt Q, but I can't even sign into my Twitch at the moment. And I know these live streams bounce there, which is super, super cool. But I have to get on that and figure out. I don't even know how many people are watching this from Twitch, but that's something that is on my list of things to do. Best meme I saw about AI stealing creatives' jobs was, don't worry, creatives, in order for clients to use AI to steal your jobs, they would have to know what they want. That's true. It's actually people, and people steal ideas all the time. And there's even a saying like, a good artist borrows, a great artist steals. Not that like, you want to encourage artists to steal, but there's nothing new under the sun. It's all we have. We only have the colors in the color wheel. We can't even, now there are other colors that we can't perceive that exist. We don't really see them. We can't perceive them. They're there. We just can't perceive them. But we only have the ones we know. So it's impossible to imagine, for example, a new color. We can't do it. All we can do is we can take what exists, we can shake it up in a barrel of monkeys, and we can toss it out and kind of rearrange things and see what we get. You can name the most creative thing that you could imagine. Take something, I don't know, like Star Wars. You can take every single thing, whether it's C-3PO, and you can point to Metropolis. The relationship of R2-D2 and C-3PO, and you can point to Laurel and Hardy, or you can point to the Seven Samurai, right? There's so many things where Star Wars is really just an amalgam of all the stuff George Lucas thought was cool, and he was smart enough to kind of take these random things and put them together in a really cool way. That's what creativity is, right? Aaron, what is up? Working away the AI studio, but I'm listening. Awesome. Thank you for listening. And glad to hear you are working hard, making things happen. I salute you, my brother. No such thing as bad publicity. I would say, especially for horror film roulette or horror films, I would say, yeah, that's exactly it. All right, so I wanted to chat about some things. First of all, happy Halloween. If you guys, I want to hear what costumes you guys have. I actually went yesterday with Casey. We went to go see Parallel Fifth play at the Roxy. It was a sold-out show. It was amazing. It was a really, really good time. Saw some people I haven't seen in a while. My sister Delina came out, so that was a lot of fun. It was a good time. And yeah, anyway, but Casey and I, we kind of were planning like a month ago, more than a month ago, probably 2 months ago, we were kind of saying, okay, this Halloween, we're going to do something really cool. And Casey was actually planning, she was going to be Medusa, and she was going to make this cool like head thing with snakes and stuff. And then I was going to be like a Roman statue, or I guess a Greek statue, right? And then, but I was going to be, or a person, I guess a person, like a soldier, right? With the armor and everything, but I was going to be already turned to stone, or maybe half of me was going to be like already turning into stone, obviously, because I looked at Medusa. So we were going to, that was kind of the plan. And then, then I proposed, and like now we've got like a wedding that we're trying to figure out and plan for and everything. Plus, there's a bunch going on right now with Aladdin 3477, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So anyway, time kind of got the better of us, and literally it was like an hour or two before we left to go to the Roxy last night that we were finally like, what do we do for a costume? So we kind of matched, kind of didn't. Casey was a flapper girl from the 20s. She looked beautiful. And then I was just kind of a vampire, it was supposed to be a gothic vampire. I have like this really cool coat for it. I had the top hat that I'm wearing right now. So I was kind of a goth, kind of vintage 20s vampire, only I was so hot that like the cool overcoat that I had, I didn't even bother bringing it because I knew at the venue, I knew I would just be like, and I definitely was hot with everyone dancing and everything like that. So glad I didn't bring it. But my costume was definitely very lukewarm, but we were both kind of vintage, so we kind of matched, which was fun. Anyway, we had a great time, and I think what we are looking to do on Halloween, I'm curious what you guys are doing, so leave some comments. I think what we're going to do, I usually don't give candy. Usually I'm teaching. Usually I'm at school. I'm not at school this year. Oh, actually I am, but I'm remote, and I'll be able to kind of do double duty. Anyway, we didn't really have time to decorate, so we're talking about taking the fire, I don't know what it's called. It's like a little, you put a little fire in it. What is that called? I don't even know. I should know what that's called. Anyway, we're taking that. I think we're going to put it in the driveway, and then maybe we're going to give out some kind of treat or treats to people walking by. I have never actually done that. Once, maybe twice in the years that I've lived here, I might have given candy away, but I think during the time that I did, there just weren't a lot of kids. So I haven't done it much, but I think we're talking about doing it this Tuesday. But I'm curious if you guys are dressing up. Are you guys giving out candy? Are you guys doing trunk or treat? What are you guys doing? Me and the hubby were Care Bears. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. So let me guess. Your hubby had to be, is it Grumpy Bear or Sour Grapes or something like that? What's the one that's the only one that would be cool for a boy to be? It like is Grumpy or something, right? My buddy is hosting a Play Small Horror Film Festival. Oh, that's cool. Play a Small Horror Film Festival. Oh, that's cool. Well, hopefully you get to play your mime movie. Gonna see that. That would be fun. Grill. Okay, nice. Oh, am I gonna grill? No, I don't think. Probably not. I'm not that savvy. We do have a grill we could pull out. I don't know if we'll have time. Casey's going to be coming right back from work, and I am leaving literally hours later for the airport to go to Los Angeles. So whatever we do or don't do, it's going to be pretty low key. And oh, he was Luck Bear. Okay. I was Sad Bear because it's blue. Nice. That's great. Lily, Toby, and Elizabeth and I will be going as Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. I'll be grandmother. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Elizabeth is going to be the Huntman. Toby is going to be the Big Bad Wolf. That's brilliant, Tom. I love that. That is so cool. What a great idea. Gosh, that's awesome. Pics or it didn't happen. That I want to see. That's awesome. Yeah. All right. So here is what's going on. Usually I have a slideshow to share with you guys, but it takes hours to put together. I've had so much going on. Hopefully the next live stream lounge will have the visuals to go with it, but I just didn't have the chance to throw that together today. There are a slew of new YouTube videos. I've been releasing 1 or 2 a week. Some of them are related to Aladdin 3477. Some of them are related to the classes that I teach at Macomb or different drawing tutorials. Lots of really cool stuff. So if you haven't seen any of the videos lately, check out my YouTube channel, Faux Show, as well the thank you videos for the premium backers from the Aladdin 3477 Kickstarter. I've been releasing new thank you videos. In fact, I just released one, I want to say last night, the night before, maybe the night before. Just released one. Those are on the Aladdin 3477 YouTube channel. And again, if you go to the main page, scroll down, it's like the 3rd or 4th playlist says thank you. They're all in order. And if you think you've missed yours, I still have probably about 10 left. They're all filmed. I just have to upload them. So I try to do like 1 a week. So those are coming soon if you haven't seen your thank you video yet. All right. Next up, real quick, this is just something I found out about recently that I'm excited about. I can't really announce what it is yet, but I'm happy to say that next year is actually my 30th anniversary as an official Star Wars artist. It's hard to believe I've been doing this for 30 years. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. And it's amazing. I'm so glad that I was able to do official Star Wars art from the time I was 7 years old, right? Wow, that is just something else. But anyway, next year is kind of a big celebratory anniversary for me with Star Wars. And I'm happy to say I haven't been doing as much Star Wars stuff in recent years. Usually there's like a thing or two that I'll do every year, but I've been putting all of my time into trying to make Aladdin 3477 happen. So anyway, so I've been kind of thinking, man, that would be weird if there wasn't anything like to kind of celebrate my 30th anniversary next year. And I actually recently found out there is something, and it's going to be really, really cool, kind of celebrating my 30th anniversary as an official Star Wars artist. I'm really, really excited about it. And you're probably asking, okay, what is it? Well, I can't say yet. I don't have official deets, so I'm going to wait for that. There will be an announcement and everything else, but that's happening next year at some point. I'll have more info on that as it comes closer, but I'm very excited about it and just super grateful for what the last 30 years has brought to me in just rewarding work that I absolutely, obviously grew up with Star Wars, absolutely love it. And also what Star Wars has done for my career with everything else, just super grateful and can't wait to commemorate my 30th anniversary as a Star Wars artist. Congratulations on 30 years. Thank you. Thank you. Woohoo. Thank you, Daryl. What up? So yeah, it's super, super cool. Can't wait. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to chat about is Aladdin 3477, the Kickstarter, for those of you that supported the Kickstarter and have rewards. So as you know, the first swag box was a little bit late in getting out to you guys, but once the first swag box went out, the idea was that each swag box would be 3 months apart. So it's kind of like it would take an entire year and you would get all 4 swag boxes. Already the first one was late, which means not all 4 swag boxes are going to be unveiled to you guys. They're not going to show up on your doorstep in 2023. But I'm happy to report that first swag box went out in June. That meant the second swag box went out as scheduled in September. The third swag box is very exciting, and that is scheduled to go out in December, if not sooner. That's right. It may even ship sooner than that. Not sure. For sure, it's going to ship in December. That means you're going to be getting your rewards from the third swag box before the holidays, which is awesome. I'm super, super stoked about that. So here's the thing to kind of get primed and kind of get excited about this. So no one voiced this, but I kind of assume everyone loved the first swag box. Everyone posted pictures. People didn't post as much on the second swag box. And I'm assuming that's probably because the second swag box was a tube and it had a lot of posters, which is cool. But when you open posters, it's just like a bunch of big posters. And how do you take a photo of that? Or how do you take a selfie of that? Or how do you arrange that where you can kind of get it all in one photo? There was also cool things like the bandana, and there was 2 new minifigs and the Fiji patch and everything else. But I know maybe of the 4, maybe that was the least exciting, perhaps, unless you're a total movie poster buff, then maybe that was the most exciting. But I'm guessing for most of you, that was probably the least exciting. Well, you guys are definitely going to be excited about Swag Box 4 because that is the one that is going to have the designer toys of Fiji. So some of you are just getting one mystery box. Some of you either upgraded to the Sky Sail Sky Club, I think, or no, it's Aladdin's Inner Circle where you automatically get all 6. You won't have to hunt them down. Plus, you still get the mystery one, so you'll have 7. Also in the pre-sale store of Aladdin 3477, if you want all 6, these aren't all 6, by the way, these are just random ones I have sitting on this display stand right here. There's still one mystery one that hasn't been unveiled yet. So you'll be finding out what that is soon. So the Fidgies come out. There are 3 minifigs, and you get 2 of them for sure. If you backed the 3rd swag box, you get 2 of these minifigs for sure. One of them is the Kong Chayam Trooper. One of them is Fidgy, the Fidgy minifig. And then if you are in, I forget if it's Sky Sail Sky Club or Aladdin's Inner Circle, but my super backers are getting the Klepto King minifig that is going to drop in December as well. So all kinds of cool stuff that is coming to you guys in that swag box. There are also 4 brand new items that are already, so most of the stuff I have. There are 4 things I don't have yet, but I'm proud to say they are ordered. They are being manufactured right now. They are on the way, and I'll be sharing some unboxing videos soon. And these 4 items are going to be in your swag boxes. So those items are, first of all, an Aladdin 3477 lanyard. And that might be for super backers. I can't remember. I should know this, like which ones go to which. I don't have it. I didn't have time to have it organized with my slideshow. So I have a piece of paper that I'm going off of here. But really cool lanyards. So lanyards are like the long, it's almost like a keychain, but you can wear it around your neck, right? Lanyards are what people use for, like, if you have a backstage pass, right? It kind of clips on that. Some people keep their work ID instead of clipping it to your clothes. They'll just put it with their keys wrapped around their neck. So some people like to have a cool lanyard that has something on it to show people what they're a fan of. So sometimes they'll have like a sports team or some kind of IP, Super Mario, whatever it is that they're into. Well, wait until you see the Aladdin 3477 lanyards. They are so cool, and you're going to be getting them in your swag boxes. Also, soon I'll be adding a way that if you didn't get the 3rd swag box, but you do want a lanyard, you'll be able to pre-order them, and they will ship in September. Next item is a patch for the Red Star. This looks really, really cool. I haven't seen the actual patch yet, but the artwork is really, really cool. And you guys saw the Fidgy patch that came out with the 2nd swag box, and I was really happy with it. Actually, even though it was the same design as the Fidgy patch that Cast and Crew got a couple years back, the quality of these new patches was even better. So I'm really happy with how they're looking. So I can't wait for you to see the Red Star patch that comes in the next swag box. Next up, Lochan Shyamalan glow in the dark keychain. This is really cool. This is it's just his helmet. It's like a look at his helmet, and it's done in a way where it's the colors of his helmet when you look at it in the light. And the way that I've stylized it, it's going to look really, really cool. But then in the darkness, the way that it glows in the dark, most of it is in the dark, but there's like these lines kind of cut in that glow in the dark. And then he has almost like 3 light up eyes. There's like a giant one on his forehead. There's a mini one right here. And then he's got another eye here that lights up. Those glow in the dark as well. It's hard to describe. I wish I could show it to you guys. I don't have my my slideshow ready this time. So that'll be coming soon, but it looks really cool. I can't wait to share it with you. There's one more item in the swag box that I need to chat about. I want to get to some comments though really quick. Madeline, how are you? My apologize. No, that's okay. It's never too late, and you can always watch the entire stream later. If you on Facebook, you can sometimes it'll just pop up if you go to my profile, or on YouTube, if you once the stream is over, if you go to the live tab on my YouTube channel, if you go and click under live, it'll always show all of the live streams and they're in reverse order. So the newest ones you'll see first. Glad you're here. Hey, what is up, David? Hello. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Getting into work, so I'll bid you all a good night. Have an awesome Halloween, Ted. Thanks for hanging out. Sandra, what's up? Tuning in a bit late. If you're still coming to California, you may get your wish. We're having a warm weather out here. Love the hat. Thank you, Sandra. Yes, I am going to be there on Wednesday. I can't wait. I've looked ahead. It looks like the weather is nice and warm. It looks like it cools off at nighttime, which is probably nice. If it's 80 degrees during the day, cool nights in the 50s actually sounds kind of nice. I can't wait. I lived in LA during the 90s, so it's kind of like my home away from home. I can't wait. And I can't wait to talk about what's going to be going on while I'm there. Okay, so third swag box. Here's something pretty cool. I don't have visuals yet, but really cool for those of you that backed the Kickstarter at the third swag box, which is called Fidgy's Find. If you backed the project at the third swag box or higher, you probably know that in the third swag box, you get an ALADDIN 3477 hat. Now, as it has shown, and as I've talked about it, this hat is one of the new school. It's like a baseball hat, but it's the new school baseball hat. It's got a flat brim, and it's called a flat build snapback cap is what they call them, I guess. And they're super cool. I usually don't wear those hats. I think they look kind of silly on me, but over time, like that's kind of what people wear. So that was the hat that I got just because for a while, people were kind of making fun of what they call dad hats, you know, the classic baseball hat. And then, so I wanted to be new school. I wanted to propel ALADDIN 3477 into the future. However, here is what I've decided, and I think a lot of you will be very happy about this. What I had promised previously is you get a hat and you get the flat brim snapback. Some of you might be like, dude, I can't wait. I love those hats. And some of you have probably been like, in fact, I know some of you have been like, I don't really wear that kind of hat. Man, that's too bad. I actually like the classic dad hat and this and that. And man, it'd be cool if there was like slouchy beanies or something else to choose from. So I wasn't just stuck with the flat brim because I just don't wear those kind of hats. Well, a few of you voiced your opinion about it. And also a few of you have brought it to my attention. I've just been so immersed in this project. I'm not as aware of like what's in, what's not in when it comes to things like hats. But a few of you have brought it to my attention that I don't know where you've been, but actually those flat brimmed hats, a lot of people aren't wearing those anymore. And those are like kids wear them, but like not really. And actually the classic dad hat is back. And so a lot of you were like, man, I would really love to have that. That would be cool. Or maybe like a slouchy beanie would be really neat. Okay, so here is what I have decided. For those of you in the third swag box or higher, it hasn't gone out yet, but you guys are going to be getting I think it's an email. I don't think it's officially a survey from BackerKit, but you guys are going to be getting an email, I think, where you guys are going to get to choose one of 3 hats. So if you don't want that flat brim snapback cap, you don't have to have that. You could have a classic dad hat, you know, the classic baseball hat, or you could have a slouchy beanie. All 3 of them are going to be ALADDIN 3477. Not only that, all 3 of them have 3 different places of embroidery. They are, oh my gosh, they look so cool. I wish I could show you tonight. I wish I had a way to share this. I don't yet. There's so much going on. Soon, it'll happen soon. these emails will probably go out in about a week. You'll be able to see exactly, well, you won't be able to see exactly what they look like. You'll be able to see mock-ups, the digital mock-ups. And the way most of them have the Aladdin 3477 logo with the Jinn symbol on the front, large and in charge. And then on the side, there's Lochan Shyamalan embroidery, but it's like line art of the helmet, which looks really cool. And then on this side, towards the bottom, there's kanji, Chinese or Cantonese kanji that says Lochan Shyamalan. It's kind of towards the bottom. It's kind of understated. It's not like giant, like flea market, like there's crap all over these hats. They're designed, I think they're designed really cool. And then again, these are getting produced where the final product might not look exactly like the mock-ups that I make, or that I've made, but I haven't seen yet. But they'll look close enough. You'll be able to get an idea for what these different hats look like. So you will get to choose whatever your favorite kind of hat is. Now, question number one. Some of you might be saying, oh, dude, that's great. I get to choose. But what if we want all three? No problem. You, as a backer, you will be able to go into the pre-sale store. You will be able to select as many extra hats of the one you choose, and you'll be able to select any of the others, as many as you want. They'll all be shipping in December, so you'll be able to do that no problem. Now, some of you might be saying, rats, well, I didn't want a snapback hat, but now I want one of the other hats, but I didn't support at the third swag box, but I want one of the hats. What does that mean for me? All good. You will be able to go into the pre-sale store. You will be able to get any of the items in there, and there's some new items like the glow-in-the-dark keychain and like the lanyard and like the red star patch. Those will all be in there. Most of the items that you'll be able to get a la carte and select what you want. And a lot of these items will be shipping in December, just in time for the holidays. Again, I'll have all this information in a future episode, so I'll be talking about it then. I will be contacting everyone that supported the Kickstarter. There will be an update. You'll be notified through the backer kit. I will be showing images of these on my Instagram and on my Facebook. I'll be talking about it in future episodes. So I'm just telling you about it now. So hopefully just to kind of keep the buzz alive and get you guys excited about what's coming soon. But I'll have official info. You will not miss it. It'll be coming for sure. So real excited about that. Fruit Loop, what is up? Hello, happy Halloween. What is up? DTE, great to see you be streaming. What is up? So great to see you. Thank you. So real excited. Can't wait for you guys with the hats. You guys will be able to choose from one of three, or you'll be able to get as many as you want of all of them. But for those of you that are in the third swag box or higher, you get to choose. Okay, so that's swag box 3 coming this December. So that's the good news, bad news, good news coming. So I mentioned already that obviously since the first swag box was a little bit late, well, that pushed the second swag box, pushes the third one. So some of you might be saying, okay, well, that means, let's do the math here. That means in March, we'll be getting the fourth swag box, right? Not necessarily, and I will go on record saying probably not March. When for sure, don't know, too early to tell. That fourth swag box includes the Blu-ray of the film. It includes the art book, and it includes a bunch of other really cool items. Most of those items will be ready on time. The book probably will not be ready, and the Blu-ray will probably not be ready. So it might be a while before the fourth swag box ships. Some of you might be saying, oh, I know this story. I have a bunch of Kickstarters I've supported, never got anything. They never leave updates or anything like that. You are going to get the fourth swag box. And I hope the first 3 swag boxes have been an indication of what is to come, and that you guys are definitely going to be getting some really cool items. But you might have to wait just a little bit longer. I don't want to rush things and send you guys Blu-ray that are like printed off on, I actually have a Blu-ray printer upstairs. I don't know how to use it yet, but I don't want to print them off and just like write Aladdin 3477 on each one with a Sharpie and just like send those. I want to do it nice. And there will probably be a distribution company that'll be handling all of that anyway. I don't know if they'll be sending them to you directly or if they will be sending them to me and then I'll be sending them to you guys and gals. I'm not sure yet. Again, we're a little too far away from it. I just know that the 4th swag box is not going to be 3 months after swag box number 3. So the bad news is it's going to take a little bit of time. The good news is it is going to be awesome. You're getting it for sure, of course. And that's going to be the biggest and best. It's going to be the grand finale of swag boxes. I promise you that. So anyway, just keep that in mind as we kind of move in. I've really done everything in my power this year. Once that first swag box came out to get the second one on time, it works out great that the third one also coming out on time. There's a lot of toys in that one. So perfect that it comes out right before the holidays. So I've really been working hard to make sure that that was kind of a reality for this year. So that's what's going on with swag boxes and Kickstarter. Dave Todd says, with all of the hat chat, I finally rocked the Aladdin bandana on my stream tonight. Oh my gosh, perfect. That is awesome. I don't know that I've ever seen you in a red bandana. That's great. Madeline says, wait, what are the 3 hats? So Madeline, that's just something for the Aladdin 3477 Kickstarter. It's nothing mandatory or anything for school. I'll have more information about it for anyone that's interested. Students don't have to order any of these products. Sometimes students do, or they're interested in some of my art books or some of the stuff that I do. And that's super cool, but none of that is mandatory at all. And I'll probably be sharing some of this stuff in class just to talk about it for those of you that are interested in producing your own hats for your own stories and your own projects. All right, so here is the scoop. Here is what's going on now, up and coming. This week, I am headed off to Los Angeles. That's right. I'm going to be hanging out in Tinseltown in Hollywood, and I'm bringing Mr. James Polony with me. James couldn't make it tonight. I don't know what he's got going on. He's doing something at the studio, I guess, but we are going to be large and in charge this week. Why are we going to Los Angeles? Well, we are going to the AFM. It's the American Film Market. Some of you might be asking, what is the American Film Market? Like, it sounds like a farmer's market or something like that. But films, actually, that's pretty much what it is. It is like a farmer's market, but they sell films instead of fruit. So primarily what it is a place where distributors will be. And when I say distributors, we're talking like pretty sure A24 is going to be there. Miramax is going to be there. Trying to think who else is going to be there. Lots of like Focus Features. Not the big, like Disney isn't going to be there. Universal Pictures isn't going to be there. But Universal Pictures has, for their smaller films, they have, it's called Working Title Pictures. And that might be one. They might actually have a couple. Sony, like the big conglomerate, Sony isn't going to be there, but Sony Pictures Classics is going to be there. I believe Screen Gems, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be there, which is also owned by Sony. So it's kind of the branches that do more of the independent film where it's not created through and through by the actual studio. So smaller films for sure, but also when I say smaller films, we're also talking like films that are like $30 million. And like, that's considered a small film in Hollywood these days. So anyway, so what they do is there are a lot of these studios and distributors that have films, all the new films that are coming out next year, and they are there to sell them to buyers. And the buyers are networks, they are other distributors, they are international distributors, channels, networks, all the things. And everyone is buying and selling. Some people want exclusive rights, which is going to cost a little more if you want to purchase a film and no one else can have it, right? And some people are just doing non-exclusive rights. And there are so many different opportunities for theatrical, TVOD, AVOD, SVOD, on demand, which is maybe the same thing. I'm not even sure. I know the difference between the first three. Anyway, it's really, really going to be exciting. I already have a bunch of meetings lined up. Some meetings are at the American Film Market, which is at this, it's the coolest thing what they do. They actually have this, it's a 5-star hotel, but believe it or not, what they do for this entire week, they actually take all of the furniture from all of the rooms and they take all the furniture out. So it's all empty rooms, and then people can rent these rooms. I saw the price tag to rent these rooms, like if you want to rent a room. And if you want to rent an entire room, even the cheapest of rooms, I believe is like $12,000, $13,000. That might be the cheapest. And sometimes you can get, like, you can split a room with someone, but that's still like $7,000 just to do that. I will not be renting a room or splitting a room. That is just, that's way too expensive to do something that isn't like physically churning in money, like say a Star Wars Celebration or something like that would be. Anyway, we've got meetings at this event. We also have meetings at one of the hotels. There's another hotel that's kind of like a spillover hotel, and we've got a couple meetings there. It's still considered the American Film Market, but it's not like the main hotel. We also have meetings with some producer reps. I'm going to be talking to sales agents, entertainment lawyers. Oh my gosh, all the things. And honestly, sometimes it's just meeting up for coffee somewhere around town, which is really cool. Not to be in the ruckus of, oh my God, the American Film Market and everyone's there and it's just all crazy and loud and everyone's playing their trailer and everything else. It's not a convention like you might think, like a comic book convention or like a Star Wars convention. It's more of a trade show where, there aren't going to be actors there. No one's there signing autographs or anything like that. No one's going to be dressed up in a furry costume. It's really just buyers and sellers. It's really just the suits. It's executives. But I am super, super excited. There's a couple things I haven't even told James about yet that we're going to be doing. Some related to the American Film Market, some not. Some related to Aladdin 3477, some not. We are going to have an awesome week. So here's the cool thing. We are going to be documenting almost everything. So there are going to be some live videos. For sure, there is going to be a live stream lounge next week on Sunday. I'll talk about that coming up. We may do some live videos that you'll want to stay tuned for. Also, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or TikTok, we might be doing some real quick videos also. But we're also going to be filming a bunch of long form videos that I'll be posting in the weeks to come. I might be giving some tours of some places, either some studios. I'm hoping there's something through Paramount that I'm hoping that they'll let me give a tour of. And then the American Film Market, I'll be doing like a tour video, all kinds of cool stuff in the coming weeks. Plus a bunch of them will be live. The big thing that I'm excited, well, there's a lot of big things, but for you guys watching right now, we are going to do the live stream lounge 1 week from today, I believe at this time frame, and we are going to do it live from Hollywood, the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and it's going to be great. We're going to just be hanging out, talking about the week, chatting with you guys, and I may may have some announcements. I don't know if I'll have really announcements or not. I know there will be things I'll want to talk about, but I might not be able to talk about yet. And then there might be some other, we might have some fun stories or fun things to share. Plus, we'll be hanging out in downtown Hollywood, and it's going to be real fun. So please, if you're not doing anything next Sunday, hang out with us. Very, very exciting. Let me check in with you guys and see what's going on. Where are we here? Aaron M Studios, like the floating castle. Did you make that? Yes. So what this is this is what we call kit bashing. So did I make it? Well, I didn't really make it. Like I didn't cut out all the pieces myself out of cardboard. I definitely did drawings, and I had like a basic design. I did concept paintings of what I wanted it to look like. And actually at first it looked very different. Instead of being this kind of longer pike shape like this, my first design that I really wanted to do was just the Taj Mahal. And then there was like this flanking area that went out like this. And then there was another temple here and then another one on the other side. So it almost looked like the letter E, I guess, but moving this way, but longer, kind of like that. That was the original design. And the reason why is because the actual Taj Mahal, a lot of people just focus on the middle part, like you see up there, but there actually is these really like long stone courtyards that are flat. And then there's two more mini temples on either side. They're not mini, but they're just smaller than the middle one. And eventually I went away from that design. So this is called kit bashing. And basically what it is you're taking pieces, you're taking model pieces like from radios, you tear open a TV set, you take out all the little parts. The big thing is model kits. Model kits are great. So if you've got old model kits from that your grandpa had that maybe he never made, or like an old broken train set, you kind of just take all these little plastic pieces and you can reassemble them in a way where you're creating something new. Then you paint it all to look like it's all kind of been made the same. What's great about kit bashing like this is there's something about it that just looks manufactured. And all of these little things, we call them gribblies. It just adds lots of texture and detail. And when you're filming something like this, the way that light kind of cascades across it, and it creates all of these little shadows from the gribblies, it just looks so real. And especially in the case of something like this, it might be hard to tell right now. There's just kind of this the Bush beer neon sign is kind of cascading across it. But the cool thing is, in the case of something like this where it's spinning, the light and shadow is changing as it moves in the light, just like it would be in real life. So it's a really cool way when creating miniatures to have them look real. And so that's we did that for a number of the ships and vehicles. Some of them, like the Taj Mahal, we had to build a miniature for the outside, and then the inside, like the throne room and the hallways, we had to build those life size for the actors to go in. There were other vehicles where we had to do the same thing, build a miniature, and sometimes the miniature was still this big, but then on the inside, we had to build the cockpit to put real actors in. There are some cases, though, where we actually built the vehicle full size. And what you see in the film is not a miniature, but an actual life-size thing that people are either getting into or standing on top of. So there was a lot of different ways that we did it. But thank you so much. The Taj Mahal floating in the future. We are going to have a lot of fun and work. It is going to be a great week of both work and play for sure. Question: would any distribution deal exclude the Blu-rays that you send to us potentially? That is a great question, Mike. I wasn't as sure how that would go down, but in the last month, I have been having meetings talking to experts. I've been talking to entertainment lawyers in this business. I've been talking to producer reps. I've been talking to sales agents. And that was one of my questions. doesn't sound like it'll be an issue. Doesn't sound like it'll be an issue at all. Most of the people I would be talking to will be making Blu-rays anyway. There are a few companies that don't do it, like Netflix doesn't do it. And then there's smaller companies that only focus on like streaming, so they won't do it. In those cases, they'll probably be fine with me just going through another company to make Blu-ray, because if it's not in their contract that they own Blu-ray rights, if they don't do it, then why would they have a problem with that? Most people that I'm talking to say it's not going to be an issue. The real question mark, though, is depending on who I go through, what, when, where, why, and how. When will these Blu-ray be released? And here's another interesting tidbit. My thought was always that Blu-ray is going to be last because they want to get streaming first. Streaming is the huge thing now. And so that's where they're going to want to put the focus. And it won't be until later that I'm allowed to release the Blu-ray and get them to you guys. Actually, from my research and talking to a lot of people in recent weeks, that's actually not true. And Blu-ray is one of the first. So without getting too much into it, usually it starts with theatrical, if there is theatrical. And again, that's a whole nother probably question. What does that mean for Aladdin? Will we be able to see it in a theater? This is all questions that I don't know yet. And how, and will there be a premiere? Probably, but like, again, who knows, right? But in regard to the Blu-ray is considered transactional, and that's the first thing that happens. Normally, that's the first thing that happens after theatrical is transactional. Transactional is anything where people are paying for it for that specific item. So, for example, on Amazon, not just watching something on Amazon, but if you're on Amazon and you pay for something specifically, whether you rent it or sometimes iTunes, right? You'll go and you'll rent to watch something. That's considered transactional because they didn't get it just from their subscription. They're actually paying for that specific thing. That's usually the second thing that people are offered after theatrical, if there is any kind of theatrical. That's usually the order of things, which I did not know until recently. I always assumed it would be much later. So to answer your question, I don't know for sure. And I definitely don't know the who, what, when, where, why, and how. But the answer is probably yes. Blu-ray won't be an issue. And the good news is it's probably going to happen sooner than I thought it was going to happen. So we'll see. Are you going to be streaming or posting anything while there? Oh, yeah, absolutely. For sure. And we'll be doing a little bit of everything. We'll be filming some long form videos. We'll be doing some live stuff. And then we'll be doing some short stuff too, like Instagram reels and things like that. But we'll do a couple live streams. We might do a live stream. I don't know if we would do one every night, but there might be a couple nights for sure. Next Sunday, we're doing a live stream from Hollywood for sure. Sounds super intimidating. You know what? It's funny. I was thinking it would be intimidating this whole time, that like, man, this is going to be crazy once I go and try to sell and this and that. But I'm already talking to professionals. There's already people that are interested, by the way, and I don't know yet how good some of those deals are. That's stuff I need to investigate. Also, as you guys know, I always shoot for the moon. That way, if I miss, I land among the stars. So we'll see like what happens when we get there. I'm actually not intimidated at all. I've been talking to some pros, people that are, I've tried to do my research in the last year and a half. And the only thing that I have learned is the more that I learn, it's like the more I realize I don't know. But I've been talking to a bunch of professionals that have really, really been helpful, giving me some solid information on what to expect. And I have to be honest, up until a couple weeks ago, I actually was getting kind of nervous and intimidated, but I'm not now. I'm actually really, really confident, and I can't wait. I'm prepared. And I think part of it is that I have done everything I could the last 13 plus years that have led to this moment, I've done my best. I have done, oh my gosh, sleepless nights still. I haven't been getting much sleep, partly because I'm so excited, partly because there's just so much to do still before I leave on Wednesday. But I wanted to do this live stream, talking with you guys, hanging out with you guys. And I'm just in kind of a Zen moment right now where I kind of feel like whatever happens, happens. It'll be what it'll be. And at the end of this, wherever it lands, however however it pans out, no one will be able to say I didn't do my best. And that's good enough for me. This was just something, as cool as this is, and as cool as I think you guys are going to love this at the end of the day, this was like just my crazy art project that was inside of me, and I had to do this, right? So I'm excited. If I run into friend Kevin, say hi and tell him we're pals. I'll text him that you're there. Don't know if you'll both be there at the same time, but just in case, yeah, I'll be there during a lot of the show. I'll be there before, I'll be there after, and yeah. And I'm hard to miss. So yeah, tell him to look for the bald guy running around with the little Asian man and to say hi. I was just going to ask if you'd be filming. Nice. Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait. We'll be making all kinds of cool videos. I nearly looked at a friend sideways the first time he said Greeblies. If it weren't for 3D printing, I would have no idea what it meant. Yeah, that's great. Don't know if you'll be out here for work, but hope you have a blast in Hollywood. Such a fun town. Yeah, it really is. It's, parts of Hollywood are super touristy, but it's where I used to live, and it's definitely my home away from home. Fruit Loop says, I love kit bashing. I like to make miniature rooms for my Nendoroid figurines doing that. It's so much fun. Yeah, I have to say, of the filmmaking process, I don't know how I would rank them, but my 3 favorite things to do making these films, one is probably writing, and not in any order, but the 3 of them, one is writing, one is probably editing, and the other, kit bashing, was so fun, collecting all of this junk and old toys and tearing things apart, because I'm not really handy with like drills and hammers and 2x4s and all that stuff. Love doing that stuff with my dad, but a lot of it is me handing him tools because I just don't know what I'm doing. He has tried to show me, but for whatever reason, it's just not my brain just doesn't work that way. But it does work taking random things and gluing them together and just kind of seeing like how things fit, and just kind of like, what if I fold this like this and put that, right? I just love playing around with stuff like that. It is, that was definitely, across the 5 years of filming, that was definitely one of my favorite things. And I would be in the sound stage till 4 a.m, just super gluing stuff together. Thanks, Matt. I'm a fan of you from YouTube way back. Oh my gosh, like 8 years ago. Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in and that you're still following on YouTube. Lots of cool videos to come. Some good ones. Oh, in fact, there's something coming on Halloween. It's a little off the beaten path, but it's Halloween. So be on the lookout for that. Fruit Loop says, it'll be so cool if your movie ended up on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu. Yes. Again, I can't say anything for sure, but chances are it'll be, no matter what, it'll probably be on Amazon at some point, just because, again, Amazon is a service where they've got their Prime, Amazon Prime Originals, which is for their subscribers. So that's SVOD, and you can watch it for free. But then they've got some AVOD that they're doing now. They never used to do it before, but now they do AVOD, which is advertising. So that's where you're watching, and about every 10 minutes, suddenly there's a loud commercial that just starts and you're like, whoa, that was crazy, right? So at some point, not right away, but at some point, it'll end up on Amazon AVOD probably. And then before that, it may end up on Amazon TVOD, which again is transactional. Who knows? It just depends on the distributor. Every distributor is slightly different. And in the case of something like Netflix, there's two ways it could happen. One, if Netflix wants it, they will probably want it all to themselves and they won't want to share. So then it'll become a Netflix original, right? And then you won't be able to watch it anywhere else but Netflix. However, if it doesn't go straight to Netflix, later Netflix does take films randomly that I believe is SVOD, and you're not making a lot of money. I never did this to make money. I mean, it would be nice. It would be great if it's successful and people love it. But I'm more concerned about people just being able to see it and hopefully enjoy it is my thing. So it's possible it could end up on Netflix anyway, but later. And it just depends on the distributor. It just depends. Hopefully I'll find out more info soon. Your thoughts on Best Buy no longer selling DVD Blu-ray? I didn't know that they officially didn't. Gosh, let me process that. It hurts. It stings. I think because I'm someone who's a collector, I love things like Steelbook Blu-rays where like it's got a book and maybe it's got a leather cover and it comes with a trading card, and like I just geek out on stuff like that. Well, I mean, obviously it was a business decision. They wouldn't have made that decision if Best Buy wasn't losing money on that space, having that. I mean, they used to have rows and rows of just CDs, and then they had rows and rows of DVDs and rows of Blu-ray. The fact that they're getting rid of all that, I mean, it must be that they are losing money having space taken up by that. So that is a bummer, but man, it hurts, but that's the world we live in. That's where things are going. In a way, it'll be cooler for people that are collectors. That'll just make kind of a mini market of places to get things. But it's tough. My first film that I did independently, all myself, that was available at Best Buy when it came out. Also, I want to say my art book, The Worlds of Matt Bush, I want to say you could also get that at Best Buy. I know you could get it at Target and Walmart. I want to say for some reason Best Buy had it. And they probably only had one copy, and as soon as they sold it, like it wouldn't be there. And it wasn't like they had rows and rows, or you walk in and there's a whole kiosk of, The Worlds of Matt Bush. It was just, they had a small section of like pop culture, movies, art, couple graphic novels. And for a time they had The Worlds of Matt Bush. So I'm sure they don't have that anymore. I'm sure they don't have books anymore if they're not carrying DVD and Blu-ray. So it's, it is a bummer, but I understand, and I would be a fool to say they don't know what they're doing or they don't know what they're. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. That stings. That stings a little. That's exciting. The Blu-ray process is well underway. Kind of. I mean, I haven't signed with anyone yet, so it's not like I have sent files for the Blu-rays to, create the navigation menus or anything like that. We're still a little off, but I don't think the Blu-ray is as much of a question mark altogether. It's just a question mark of when. Pretty confident in that. It's cool to see how you are going the process. It's awesome that you get to share the experience. Keep rocking it. Thank you so much, Mike. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be sharing a lot with you guys. There's yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty confident things are going to happen soon. I don't know that I will come back from this show being able to say we've signed with Paramount or whatever. Like I don't think that realistically, I don't think, I mean, it's possible. Has it happened before? It has. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I think there's going to be, I get to do some pitches, get to have some meetings. I got some irons in the fire. But I think more realistically, it's going to be follow-ups in the weeks to come to kind of iron things out. Contracts have to be put together and there's all kinds of things. I might be signing, for example, with a producer rep who then goes on to pitch the film for me in a capacity that I'm not allowed to because I'm not an exec that goes in and pitches meetings. People like to work with people that they feel comfortable with and that they have a previous relationship with. So there's a lot of different ways that this could go down. I'm excited to see what happens and excited to share it with you guys. He's speaking for A24. Nice. Mr. Smith is in production right now, so I'm not sure how long he'll be there, but I'll let him know. Awesome. Yeah. That's super cool. That's great. If it's the Mr. Smith I'm thinking of, oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's awesome. Difficult to imagine going back to commercials. I know it is. And that's the weirdest thing, Kurt, to me about this whole AVOD thing is like, we started with cable to get away from commercials, and then slowly they added commercials anyway. Then we went to streaming, and when streaming started, it was still kind of just transactional, but then we went to subscription-based. The idea was, how great is it when you subscribe to something like Netflix or Disney Plus, whatever, Amazon. When you subscribe, you get all this stuff, no commercials. You can just watch the content at any time, right? Now, it's all, even if you pay for the subscription service, you're still starting to get commercials. And in the case of Amazon, it's a little disheartening that you pay a lot for Amazon Prime. It's actually a good deal for everything else you order, like when you're getting stuff shipped to your house and everything. But if the only reason you're paying for Amazon Prime is to watch stuff, that's a hefty price tag just for watching things, right? Here's what's alarming. When you scroll through today, when you scroll through Amazon Prime, the first stuff you see isn't even Amazon originals. The first stuff that comes up is transactional, like, hey, rent this for this price. Here's this for this price. You get it for a day. Like, what? Like, wait a minute. I thought I was a subscriber. Why am I paying for these? Then the next thing you see after the transactional stuff is the advertising. It's free with ads, right? So then it's like, my gosh, I'm paying to be a subscriber. This is just going back to networks where there's commercials. Like, I thought we got away from this with cable. And then I thought we got away from this moving to, streaming or whatever. I guess VHS and DVD. And it's just like, here we are back in the world of advertisements. The thing that I don't like about it, the thing that really irks me, and maybe this will change in the future, hopefully soon, but I don't think it's going to, I don't know. I'm not sure if it will or not. But what I hate about the advertising is that, from what I understand, if I make a deal, or if my distributor makes a deal with, say, Amazon for AVOD, which is advertising video on demand, they will just take your film and they will just randomly throw a bunch of commercials in it wherever. It's not like TV where they kind of wait for a scene to come to an end and then they fade out and you go into a commercial. Oh no, you'll be watching something dramatic is happening and then, hey, how would you like Snuggles fabric softener? Like, what? And of course it's going to be louder than the actual film because they're paying for that. So it's just like, that drives me crazy. Like, it's taking away from the cinematic experience, this journey that you want to take people on. And there's going to be loud commercials just randomly jumping in your face. Like, that is such a bummer, right? That's the world we live in. Can't wait to see it wherever it shows. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sandra. Ouch. Yep, maybe a marketing gimmick. Walk into an FYE lately, it's a completely different store. I don't know that I have a lately, but at least like I want to say a year ago. And you know, on one hand, FYE is strange that it doesn't have as much media as it used to. On the other hand, I'm happy to see that it has other stuff that is collectibles, like obviously the vinyl pop figures, and they've got t-shirts, and they've got posters, and they've got candy, you know. So they've got Super Mario candy, Super Mario t-shirts, Super Mario erasers, Super Mario, the fanny packs or whatever they're called now. Baseball hats, snapback hats, right? The flat brims. So it's just interesting that that at least they have some of the collectibles, and that hasn't completely died out. So it's interesting, yeah, how quickly everything is changing. It's bananas. It absolutely is. And I just shot him a text to see what his schedule is. Oh, that is awesome. Oh my gosh, that is really, really cool. Cannot wait. If he's doing presentations there and stuff, I will be stopping by with James for sure anyway, because I would love to see. He's always a hoot. To hear him speak is always a treat. That is awesome. I'll be following up on that next week for sure. But yeah, let me know. That is really cool, David. Thank you. Aaron M Studios says I'd like if streaming movies had more special features. Disney has done a bit of that, behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, I would agree. That's one thing that I feel like we're losing a little bit with streaming, is all of the fun stuff you used to get on Blu-ray or on the DVD, the bonus features. You do see a little bit of that where Disney Plus will have the added shows for content, but a lot of there have been situations where there was a movie that I used to love watching on Blu-ray or DVD, and then I'll watch the streamed version of it, and then maybe with a friend or with Casey, and then I'll say, oh my gosh, you got to see this behind the scenes thing and then I go to look and it's just not there. There is like no behind the scenes material. So like the only way to watch it is to come back downstairs, dig up the Blu-ray or the DVD, fire up the projector and to watch it that way, which isn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, that's crazy how it goes like that. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I can't wait to share more. Lots of videos, behind the scenes, photos. So stay tuned to my Instagram and Facebook and YouTube shorts and the whole bit. James and I will be making all kinds of fun videos, and definitely 1 week from today, the Livestream Lounge live from Hollywood. I'm sure I'll have some great stories to share with you then. Can't wait. And yeah, thank you guys for your support. Be well. Enjoy your Halloween. Don't eat too much candy. And that's all I got. Thank you guys so much. Things that are guaranteed: 1, death; 2, taxes; 3, advertisements with a paid ecosystem. Ain't that the truth? Oh my gosh, don't you know it? All right, gang, peace be with you, and I will see you guys 1 week from today with James on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.